All right, so we're just hit recording, and I just wanted to welcome everyone to the call tonight, and thank you guys for being on the call. And me and Amanda, we got together, and we thought, you know what would be fun is to get together our teams and have a team get together call twice a month. And it kind of holds us accountable too. Just as team leaders, sometimes we think who's going to be on the call. We want to make the calls important. We want the stuff on the calls to help impact your business, fitness, or whatever you're struggling with. So we really had this concept of the question and answering. I didn't get any questions before, so we're kind of going to just share what's on our hearts and what's going on in Beachbody since it's the new year. And so if you're new to the call, like you haven't been on the calls in the past with me or Amanda, we just really try to have this FaceTime. So if you can ever call in on these team calls and plug in, that's when you kind of feel like you're not alone in this. And you kind of have that sense of a bigger picture. Events are the same thing. So this is just as important or just as beneficial as an event, just like going to Super Sunday. So if you can't make those, make these. Listen to the recordings, share them with your team. So my name's Janice, and I've been coaching 7 years. But most of those years were just hobby coach, like as a hobby. It wasn't something that I was pursuing. It wasn't something I was consistent with. I had no clue what I was doing, but I fell in love with the company because it helped save my life. It helped me change my eating habits, my lifestyle, my mindset, and it continues to change that. So I wanted to give Amanda a little chance to introduce herself for those of you that don't know her.
Hi, guys. I'm Amanda. I have been a coach for 2 years this past November, so just right at 2 years. I kind of, just to give you teeny tiny bit of background, not a lot, big long story or anything, but I actually was introduced to Beachbody when I was looking for an opportunity for fitness business. I wanted to leave my full-time job, and I was able to do that within a year of starting to coach. So this has provided where, Janice is like, it saved my life, my family's life for health, which is exactly what it's supposed to do. It changed my life in the other side, which is what balances it out, which is more of that like financial, like career purpose, fulfilling opportunity part, which is probably what we're all kind of looking to fulfill as we try to grow ourselves as coaches as well. So I'm super pumped that we can bring our teams together. This is just an opportunity. I love that we're going to record them because it gives people a chance to connect and see other people talking about the stuff that they think about and see us posting about every day. But like Janice said, a good touch point to make what probably sometimes gets a little solitary real life, because it is real life. So I want you to know you're not alone. And this is where we can talk about real stuff. And then we still have Melissa's calls every other week where we can kind of get a bigger, more resourceful view of things and get some treats and awesome speakers that we don't have access to yet. So
definitely wanted to have you guys have a place throughout the week. You're thinking, okay, this is going on in my business. This is where I'm struggling. How does Janice do it? How does Amanda do it? How do they push through that? How do they stay consistent? What are they doing? How do they schedule their day? So, we want this to be a place for you guys to feel comfortable enough to say, hey, I want to plug in. I want to do more for my business, but I don't know where to start. And you're not alone in that either. And I think that's the hardest part about this business is being behind a computer screen, being behind your phone, and you're in your home or in your office or wherever you are, Starbucks, doing your business, doing your thing. Right. And it can be very daunting. And especially if you're like me, I feel more connected when I'm around people. So I can get just going through the motions, and you start to lose that passion and purpose and drive behind what you're doing. And so when I connect with Amanda, she's my success partner, every week and then every day we're connecting in some way, and so if it's really important, we jump on Zoom. This is a great way to meet other people too, to where you guys can be like, hey, I connected with you. I connected with what you said. I struggle the same way. You guys can find success partners like that too, just by, connecting on these types of calls. But I know that we wanted to go over what happened at Super Sunday. I see Beth on here and Lisa's on here, and they went to Super Sunday with me. I know Amanda wasn't able to go to hers because she got snowed in. Or did yeah, they did get snowed in, so they weren't able to make it to theirs. Every Super Sunday, I'm going to only say this mainly because people watching the recording too, but every quarter you have a chance to plug in your area. I know in Missouri they have like St. Louis and Kansas City too, but Lisa and Beth drove all the way to Texas. So if you have a huge, big event, within a day's travel, it's worth it to go to the bigger events. Just sometimes they have like Carl Deichler was there last time, and this time Jeff Hill. We got to celebrate top 10, things like that. But it doesn't matter how big or small it is. It's getting around those other people and meeting people. So if you can't make it to big events, don't feel bad like you're missing out. I have FOMO, fear of missing out, big time. People probably think I moved to Texas just so I could be closer to Melissa's, but it doesn't matter where you go. I've been to many homes, and it's just 6 of us in a house. Watch that video and talk and share our success stories. It makes a huge difference to plug in to those events. So let's go ahead. Do you want to talk about Summit first, or do you want to talk about anything else from Super Sunday?
Wow. So because I didn't get to go, I watched the Super Saturday, Super Sunday video. And I think the biggest things to point out are that there's a lot of new things coming, but that right now, the stuff that matters for all of us is Summit's coming up. If you're interested in Success Club Trip, that the time for that to register and think about that is now. But then also probably the biggest thing on deck for everybody is the Beachbody On Demand All Access Pass. And so I think when we get to questions, we'll probably be able to talk about that a lot. But that's definitely an opportunity where it's like, I don't know if you guys have seen the light yet. And I say that like that because when you realize how ridiculously awesome this offer is for people, it's like, oh my gosh, why isn't everybody doing this? And so it's like, I just had somebody sign up as a coach with a PIO challenge pack. And I'm like, no, what are you thinking? Like, I want to help you sign up with the Beachbody All Access Pass. But anyways, we can talk about that when we get to questions, because I think that's more of like a current, like you doing the work thing. But Janice, do you think that there are any points from like the announcements and stuff that were made that we need to cover before we talk about Summit?
One of the things was Team Cup.
Right.
So Team Cup and the Success Club trips are very similar in the fact that if your goal is to help 3 to 5 people a month, if that's your goal, then, if you want to have a paid trip by Beachbody, it's a great incentive for you to say, okay, if my goal is 3 to 5 and when it gets hard, I know I actually get another reward on top of the fact that I get to change 3 to 5 lives this month. Right. That should be your biggest push and main focus. And those, you get points attached to that. But in the long run, you get trip dollars. So this year I'm going. Amanda earned it too. She just chose not to go this year. But we earned them by doing the work anyway. We're already going to do the work. And so next year I'm not going to go to the Success Club trip, but anyone can go if your goal is to help more people. The only time you wouldn't want to sign up for something like that, it's a $300 deposit. You don't get that back, non-refundable, even if you don't go or do go. And the thing is if you're really wanting a trip paid by them, other than that deposit, it's a great thing to do. Yeah. But it just really makes sure it works with you, aligns with what you're doing. So I'm trying to go like every other year, maybe. I didn't go to the first 2. I'm going to this one. I'm not going to go next. So just kind of think about that. If you really would like that incentive, everyone's motivated differently. That's a great thing to do. Team Cup is very similar, but it helps you come together with 4 other coaches. And I like that because you're trying to hit these Success Club points. You're really pushing a little harder than you normally would. So whenever we talk about Power Hour and we want you to reach out to 2 to 3 people a day, you're going to like quadruple that in this month only. You're going to do a huge push this month, and you're going to plant tons and tons of seeds no matter what comes out of it. And you're also going to grow with the other 4 people that are in there. Amanda, you might have something even bigger to say on that, because they almost won, right? You were like top.
Yeah. We tied for 7th place.
Yeah,
this was 2 cups ago. But my suggestion is that you team up with people who are outside of your comfort zone. So don't just grab the people that you know, like you guys are all on Janice's team. So I'm going to say that. Don't just grab the people that you know from interacting in Team Tenacity's team page and be like, hey, let's do a Team Cup together. I think this is a great place for you guys to make some other connections. I know one of my girls is having some technical difficulties and a couple others couldn't hop on tonight, but I've got several active coaches as well who might be great people to partner with. You can have 1 diamond and 4 others. So there's her face. Hi, Rachel. But partnering with people, creating an accountability dynamic is huge. So kind of like Janice just jokingly said, Amanda and I talk like once a week, but really we talk every day. Like that everyday checking point. Like, I mean, we'll shoot each other a message that literally says, I just busted out 10 invites and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. So what? Who cares what you're doing, right? Your success partner and your Team Pump team cares because there's a level of, what do we call it, Janice? Healthy competition that comes to play with that. And that doesn't even have to be your personality type or what drives you, but it is coming together and saying, hey, we want to do the best we can this month, whatever that looks like for you. And if that looks like trying to get into the top 10 or beating the whole thing or whatever, or helping more people this month than you helped last month, that's all it has to look like. And now all of a sudden you've got these other people who not only have similar goals, but are as invested in your success as they are in their own because you're a team. I think that's super important. So as that gets closer, and we'll have one more team call us together before that happens. So maybe we can make some of those connections with you guys and do 1 diamond and 4 other ranks.
Right. Yeah.
So.
It's big. It's huge. Like each time I do it, I'm always just trying to do my last best.
Yes.
That even if your goal is to hit Success Club 5 for the first time, great. You know, wherever you are, just try to get better and better and allow it to push you outside your comfort zone. Exactly what she said. Because I know a lot of people on my team, you know, they do sign up for that, but they sometimes don't fully understand what they're signing up for. And so it's not scary. You're not letting anyone down if you don't pull your weight, as they say. But you want to do it if your goal is that. You don't want to say, well, it's really not important to me to hit Success Club 5. It's really not important for me to reach out and help more people. That's not my goal. Then Team Cup wouldn't be for you. But if it's something you're wanting to do, whether you've done it or not, it is good. And if you get 1 point or 0 or 10 or 20, as long as you're learning and growing through that process, that's all that matters. That's what Summit. I know Beth and Lisa are on this call only for Summit. Right? No, just kidding. They're like, I went to Super Sunday. I already know that. Tell me about Summit.
Oh, yeah.
So Summit last year, me and Amanda teamed up, and some of her team came and some of my team came, and we had a house of 15. And so if you already purchased your ticket, you need to let us know ASAP that you have a ticket and that you are going. Mm-hmm. If you are not able to go and you have a ticket, you'll need to check FAQs for cancellation information and all that. I have no clue about that.
There's some dates.
Yeah. And if you're not on the waiting list, get on the waiting list. There is, almost 90% guarantee you'll get off that waiting list and sign up, because they start opening it up. People start canceling, and that'll come up, about that 2 months before. So if you're planning on going, get on the waiting list. Know in the back of your head you're going. Start saving, start planning, and all of those things now. Don't wait till the last minute to see if you get in or not. Some of us can drive, think about people that you might be able to drive with, whatever. Make sure you share this video with people that are unsure about Summit because it's huge. I'll let Amanda share a little bit about what she thinks about Summit.
I think, it's exciting to me that we can say to you guys now, hey, we're already working on housing. There's going to be an opportunity, whether that's what you want to do or not, for us to work on this together. Because it's kind of like this big 25,000 people trip. Like, that's way too much for me. I'm not into that, or it's overwhelming, or I'm not there yet, or whatever. This is like like Beachbody Disneyland or something. Like, it gives you, and you get to see like every single face of the company and the business. And I say that as a positive thing. I remember I've been a coach for 2 years. I've been twice. You go and you not only get filled up with training and like business development. You get real life content. I tell you, the reason that I go to Summit is to go plug into these workshops, because it's the only time you can spend 6 hours of your day learning about your business without the mom guilt and without the obligations and without the job and without the I just want some stress relief and all this other stuff. It's like, oh, this is what I'm here for. I'm going to get the most out of my ticket money. You know what I mean? So that's super cool. And then you are surrounded by people who are all doing the same business, but it brings to light that we're all here for different reasons, and you're going to see every single different kind of coach that you possibly can, and it makes it real for you. It takes that kitschy, weird, oh, we're part of Beachbody, everybody's selling Success Club points, and like it takes that away. It goes, oh, they're here because they lost 200 pounds doing this program, and they are so pumped up about the fact that there's another new program coming out and they want to see it, right? And then, oh, they're here because they were able to retire from their job at age 37. You know what I mean? Like, there are every facet of people who are doing this, and you get to see how people are doing it differently, and that makes you rejuvenated and confident in what you're doing it for. And it also kind of helps clarify for you, because I know coming into this business, it can be like, oh, I'm supposed to do it like her. Oh, they said to do this. Or, oh, well, I have to just do it this way because otherwise I'm not going to be successful. No, it kind of helps you really like cut down to who you are and why you're doing this. And, oh, this is how I want to coach. And it is okay to do it my way, you know? So as y'all can tell, I get really passionate about doing things for the right reason. And so those are my like excitement points about why you should go to Summit. It's not because someone tells you should go. It's not because it's a big party. It's all those things. It's all the excitement. It's all the pomp and circumstance. They go so over and above, like, the presentation that Beachbody gives is amazing. Like, I've never seen anything like it, and I've been to stuff, but the fireworks are insane. The parties are crazy. The comedy, everything is great. The workouts are amazing. You get to work out every day, but it's really like you get to come home to yourself by going outside of yourself. And I think that's probably the best way for me to say it. So I'm excited that we can come together and do this again. It worked out really well last year. We were able to, nail down who was coming. We had a number, we got an Airbnb. The cost for housing is like that when you do it this way versus getting like a $500 a night hotel room. We're going to be in downtown New Orleans. I've never been there. Gets me excited. But I've never been to Nashville either. So that's the other thing. It gives you an opportunity to get outside and go see places in an exciting way. Yeah. So like Janice said, if you have a ticket, let us know ASAP. And what you're going to do with that ticket. Are you going to use it? Are you going to come? Or do you need to look into the FAQ and cancel it? And then if you want to go, find out, register, get on that wait list, and let us know so that we can start to make this list of people. We're going to try and be a little more organized up front. We kind of figured it out as we went last year. But to manage the monies and the deposits and things like that, we want to get it all organized earlier. And of course, flexible, like we can make things happen as we go, but as organized as we can be. So I'm excited.
Yeah, the one thing we don't want to do is put it on a credit card. So what we're going to ask is that money is up front. So as soon as you find something, you're going to need your money ready. And when we started looking, it's still going to be like right around $200 for the entire week.
Right.
So just know that in the back of your head, it's around 200. If it's a little bit more, we'll let you know. If it's a little less, we'll let you know. And that way you can kind of set aside that money, because as soon as we find the house, we're going to need the money first. And then she can transfer the money to her bank account. Right. We just don't really want to put it on a credit card. And she's like me, we just don't want to be in debt. And you have all this intention to take care of your credit cards and all that. So we're going to set a good example for all of you. We're not doing that. Right? We're Dave Ramsey in it. All right.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. But, the cost, like I said, like she said, like you're going to be looking at, that's your ballpark right there. It might be a little more, it might be a little less. It depends on how many people go and how big of a house we can get. And that's insane. Like, and we'll go, just so y'all know, again, for planning purposes, we'll get a place for, Wednesday, which the dates are escaping me, even though we just sat down and looked at this like 2 days ago. But it's like the 13th or the 12th or something of July, Wednesday, through that Sunday night. I think we'll probably all clear out by Sunday because Summit is over on Saturday night.
Yeah. So a lot of us, we had the house held till Monday, and nobody really wanted to stay. Everybody wanted to get back to their family. So we're going to cut it a day short this time. So you're only paying for 4 nights instead of 5 nights, right?
Right.
Sorry, my phone is going crazy.
That's okay.
Did anybody have any questions that's on the call right now?
Yeah, can be totally related to anything, not just what we talked about.
Right,
So.
yeah, it could be about anything that might have popped up, and you'll have to unmute yourself.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
I have a friend that is potentially wanting in my challenge group, but she wants to buy the product, but she has no intention to actually buy it through me or through Beachbody. She says, "Oh, I can find it on eBay."
That's when I say no.
You can get a coach. eBay can give you a coach.
Okay. I was like, well, maybe I could add her in for potential future, but she doesn't really seem like she has any intention of ever buying from me.
You know, I struggle with that person.
On eBay.
I've struggled with that person. Yeah, I know Amanda would feel the same way because she still has the heart to help. And I know everyone on this call has a heart to help because we attract that. And we're not in it for the money. I can tell you this, some of the top coaches did not purchase their program through their coach and fell in love with this business and opportunity and loved it so much that it didn't matter that they had burnt copies of P90X. Is that what they used that first time? The whole challenge group in itself is so new compared to the company. What you could do is say, hey, when you purchase through me, it helps feed my family. You could be very open and blunt and say someone's going to get the commission. Whether you do it on eBay and you spend less money than it is through me, that small commission, what that does is allows me to put back into my business and helps me run challenge groups. So if you want to be in my challenge group, I'd prefer you contribute to the challenge group. But I have people that don't want to be in the group and they pay the same price. They still go through me, and I do one-on-one. Like, we just check in throughout the day. They don't want to be in a group. So you just let her know I have different groups. And I've had people, and I've done this before, if they don't want Shakeology, I say, okay, it's $30 a month extra. So she could buy that program and say, for my coaching, you could PayPal me or you can send it through Facebook, and you could pay me $30 then. Mm-hmm. Because that's what you get off a commission, at least $30 off of Shakeology, right? Mm-hmm. So it's kind of up to you. But it's you already know that she's not going to want to conform. And then sometimes those people are the people that you really can't help. They're not really in it to invest in their health and fitness. They think that this is just something else that might help them, and they're not sure, and they're probably not going to stick with it. So kind of think about it.
This is the same friend that I mentioned over the weekend that she's like, oh, well, I'll just stick to my Slim Fast shakes. I don't need that Shakeology. But I can get the workout off of eBay. So
yeah, just let her know. Tell her that box that comes with anything and it's nothing. Like, you can go anywhere and get any free workouts and all those things. It's me that you're getting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's the most important part. So, people do it all the time to me. Like, they'll be like, I bought that. And I'm like, oh, you did? And I was like, where'd you get it from? And they're like, well, I paid the 3-month payment plan. I'm like, okay, well, we need to at least get you switched over to me. For me, they have to be at least a customer underneath me, period. I won't do anything without that.
And that's what I'll say. I've started using it took me forever to get my Challenge Tracker app under my belt. I didn't like it. I was adverse to that change. But what I do like it for is accountability, for individual accountability, because you can log your stuff, right? Well, I think that has become my ongoing, consistent, even if you sign up for a free month of Beachbody On Demand, I will add you to that group. I am not teaching specific nutrition in there. I am not giving specific one-on-one training. I am purely I'm given motivation and support only. So if you want to level up and really get coaching from me, then you do have to level up. And this is the biggest thing. And I think the longer you do it, the more comfortable you're going to get in responding for what your gut feeling is. But also you're going to be able to read people. Like, you sound like you're reading this chick. but you're going to be able to know, like, are you really ready for this? And, I don't believe in ready, but the change process is different for everybody. And you're going to get that concept of, if you want a return on your investment, what is your investment?
Okay.
And if I don't put the money in, the time and the effort in, I'm not getting anything back. So if I'm like, oh, hey, Joe gave me this, my neighbor gave me P90X because he didn't use it anymore. Can I be in your group? What did you do to get that? What did you risk? What did you put your neck out to get results that you want? You know what I mean? So.
Yeah.
Okay.
And part of that is valuing your time.
Yeah.
And it's, you know what I mean? Whenever, one business tip that I learned is it's really hard to go up on your price. So, you know what I mean? Like, if you're going to coach for free, it plays with your mind. You're like, oh, well, I don't know if I should be making money at this, because you just keep doing things for free, So mentally you have to say, I'm worth it. Like, what I'm going to give to this person, what I'm going to give to my clients now, future, and all that is going to continue to get better and better and better. And so I don't want to have to, think that I should be doing it for free right now. I was that person. I always felt I should do it for free. I'm like, who am I to make money?
And think about it from their end too. A lot of times it helps to kind of flip the script and put yourself in their shoes. If it is so important that we're going to make a decision and make a change, it has to be different. It has to be different than what you have been doing. So if joining a challenge group, like joining a group means nothing. You know what I mean? It is that personal investment of time, energy, money, emotion that makes change. So, you could have somebody who's had the program, say they bought it years ago on eBay, whatever, and they're like, oh, I actually have that thing you're running that group for. I'm going to do that. What is changing? What are you putting in here? You know what I mean? Like, and perfect example, like Janice said, like what you're doing for people by partnering with them is an exchange for their, okay, I'm going to do this. And you use the word investment. It doesn't always have to be about money, but it's like, I actually am like, and if your heart's in it, then it is worth all of that.
Okay. Absolutely. Thank you guys.
You're welcome. Hope it helps. Let me know how that goes.
Okay.
Yeah. Who else has questions? Anybody?
I had one.
Yes, ma'am. Hi.
Hello. So whenever I do sign up as a coach in February, I have people asking me about the Beachbody On Demand. They've heard, it's going to be all exclusive and everything like that. So just for me to give them the right information, I know I'll do more research on this, in February before I sign people up, before that, but it's $99 for the whole year.
Until February 28th. And the challenge pack is $199. And they get their 1 month of Shakeology with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then what if they wanted to, it wouldn't make sense, but I've had people ask, what if I want to purchase a program and still have that with Shakeology? Do they have a challenge pack like that?
Oh yeah. All the challenge packs stay the same.
Okay.
Yep.
Some people wanted, like the actual nutrition guide book instead of looking at it online. But then that would just be for that one program. So it's not like they're going to have it for any program if they want it.
And there might be a way, I believe they discounted something of the 21-day fix. And I, for some reason, I want to say that it was the portion control container guide, the book with the containers. I think they discounted. Right. So they wanted to add that physical book. It's not the 21-day fix book. It's not the country heat book.
It's the portion control book.
They're the same. Yeah, the portion control book. They're the exact same. And so they can also add that too. Like once they get their account set up, they'll get 10% off of that.
Okay.
And that's another good thing. What I like about the whole $99 or $199 is that they're now a discount customer. They get 10% off for being I know that you haven't seen this because you're not a coach yet. You don't have access to all that right now. Another great thing is now they won't have that quarterly every 3 months. And so if they buy a challenge pack, in 30 days, they're going to get charged for the quarterly and their Shakeology and their $15 that they signed up to be a coach. They're trying to avoid all that all at once. And so, yeah. So it's so overwhelming. And now they won't have that. They pay up front. They have their Shakeology and their business fee if that's what they chose to do, and they keep going. We're trying to keep some customers happy and on Shakeology is the point of the BOD yearly.
Right. So then they would just get charged the Shakeology every month if they, do the discount.
If they kept it. Yep. And it would be, if they signed up as a coach with that, they would get that for 25% off too.
Okay. And would that also include the coach fee, or do you still get the coach fee?
You still have the coach fee unless you're military.
Okay.
Yep.
And then one more question. After you said until February 2018?
No,
February 28th.
of this year.
So then I have no idea what it's going to go up to, but it's probably going to be like $250 or something.
Right. I heard that too.
Something.
So then every year you'll get charged $99 on that day you sign up. Okay. So that won't change.
Right.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
And I wasn't sure. I hadn't heard what the price for that was going to be.
I don't know.
Think about it. They might not even have that challenge pack, because if it's a year, and here we are, March, April, you're getting shorter and shorter amount of time. So maybe they'll do like a 6-month.
It'll probably go back to subscription.
Yeah. I have a feeling that
this is just the challenge pack for February.
Yeah, or $99 without challenge pack until February 28th. And then after that, I'm sure before, like a week or two before, we'll know what the next set of prices would be for that, if there's an option. Another thing to know, if you didn't hear, that the challenge packs will no longer be on sale. So 21 Day Fix will be $160.
Always.
It won't ever go down to $140. We're not going to discount our challenge packs anymore, which that's really good in some sense, because it's worth $160. So every time we say, oh, this one's on sale, I have stopped doing that for a really long time. I don't promote the one that's on sale. I do a personal trainer thing. I'm like, what do you need? And
assess their
yes, and you make sure. And now with BOD, that makes it a whole lot easier.
Program that it's not going to work for them.
And with BOD, that works so much easier, because you're saying you get all of them, and we're going to get you signed up. We're going to make sure you have the right program. And then when you're done with that, we're going to make sure you have the next program that's going to challenge you, step you up. You hate that program, we'll change it, whatever. So it will help. Yeah, it'll help.
And then that also includes all new programs that come out throughout the year?
Yes.
Yeah. For the year that you're paid for your subscription. Yeah.
That's a good deal.
I know.
And it's
a light switch.
And it's good for us too, like, because I'm upgrading, and now I, as a coach, only pay one time. And if you've already paid the $40 in the last 3 months, they'll just charge you the 60 something.
They just prorate it.
So that way I'm getting more too, because I at least buy 2 or 3 programs a year.
Exactly. I know. And now we're going to get all the new digital releases. I'm
excited.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else? Make sure you unmute yourself.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't know if it's really a question, but I was talking to a friend of mine, and she was talking about, I was telling her about my 21-day fix, that I like my, do the 21-day fix. So she told me it's a gimmick, it's a fad, it doesn't do anything for you. And I'm just like, no, that's not true. But yet now she's gone to some doctor taking pills to lose weight, and I've been trying to get her to at least try the 21-day fix, and she won't. So how do you address somebody that says something like that?
Is this the one that works with you?
No.
Okay. Amanda, you want to?
Can I?
Yes, please. I'm going to go get water. I'm listening.
Okay. So your job as a coach is never to convince someone to do something. That's the first thing you need to hear. And because what that's going to do is a couple of things. Is one, you're going to be like hounding this person. But two, when they're like, no, or they say these negative comments, or they kind of want to argue about it or whatever, you're creating a sense of failure for yourself. That is not your job. Your job is to support people who need resources and who need to be met where they're at, and recognize that need. And then, I have all of these resources, and also I'm a source of support. So here, I have what you need. And then you partner together and you move forward. But if someone is resistant to you, I'm a counselor. And so I'm going to tell you what I do with my counseling clients and what I've always been taught, which is you roll with that resistance. Okay. I'm going to check back with you in a while and see how things are going.
Okay. Well, I do. That's kind of like what I told her. I was like, well, no, it's not a gimmick, but if that's what you think, that's fine. And it's funny because she doesn't like vegetables. I mean, she likes no leftovers. She's a very picky eater. And she's on this supposedly pill diet or whatever. I don't even know what it's called. And she tells me, "Oh, I'm stopping at McDonald's. I'm getting me a whatever
Yeah.
quarter pounder." And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, I didn't say anything, but I'm thinking to myself, how are you going to lose weight if you're eating stuff like that?
Well, right. And you know better. And you know what the other side looks like, and you know what health can be like, and you know all of these things, and that's good. So there's nothing else for you to think, but, oh my gosh, what are you doing? Like that's your obvious response. That's great.
Yeah.
But when you are a consistent example, like, and that's, I actually had like a little note in my head I wanted to bring out. We are so all out of time.
No, we can come back on if anybody wants to.
What you're putting out on social media, what you're saying, what you're showing people is your example. When your example is consistent, as soon as people are ready, they will come to you because you are what they've seen and they can trust that you're consistent. Okay. So you just keep doing what you're doing. Check those thoughts and vent to Janice if you need to. Be like, "Oh my God, guess what?" But in the meantime, all right, I'm over here, drinking my vegetables because I don't want to chew them today. You know what I mean? Like it is what it is. But
and sometimes those people are the hardest people to help, and you really don't. She's not ready for coaching, and she would drive you bananas if she did actually buy something from you. She's not ready. That's why you want to work with the willing.
Yeah.
And one reason they're easier to help when they're ready to be helped.
Yeah.
And it's true what Amanda said, because I've had people that done that to me, and before when I was a coach I was the convincing one, like, no, this and then you kind of step back because it's just exhausting,
right?
So
and we also recognize that every one thing doesn't work for every one person. We always have to give people that benefit of coming to a place of their own.
But I mean, they see you because you're the real person, so you just keep posting and doing your thing, and then they'll see, oh, 3 months has gone by and look at what she looks like, and I'm still stuck where I am, so let me give this a try again. Like, I've had people do that. So
right.
Yeah.
It's just